Okay, here we are together with my co-host Ren in our regular podcast, which is called Change Management in 20 Minutes. And welcome everyone to our episode. Today, our episode has been, the topic of our episode has been a little bit changed because last time we promised that we will talk about the combination of change management and project management and the correlation between those two. But then we decided that maybe, okay, we still haven't covered one important topic for change management efforts. And that's exactly the power of change agents in driving successful change initiatives. So, Jaren, how are you? How are you today? How do you feel?
I'm doing great right now. I'm doing great today, and I'm very happy that we are talking about this new topic. I find it very exciting. It's challenging, and on the other hand, like being a change agent is very empowering. So let's talk about them.
So yeah, then probably let's start with the very, very basics for our audience, for our listeners. So what exactly is a change agent, and why do we say that they play such an important role in change initiatives?
Usually, like when we are talking about organizational transformation or any transformation project, any change project, we don't talk about them, but they are unknown heroes. Like their roles is very challenging, as I said before. A change agent is someone who facilitates and drives the change within an organization. But what happens is first you launch the change initiative, and as usual, it goes through the leaders and to everyone in the organization. But then there are some people who are like trusted, like advisor of their colleagues. They have influence on people. They have expertise, so they are able to convince and make people join to them while they are going through the change. So they make sure that the change is solid. The change initiatives are in line with what we are planning to do. There is no gap between the strategies and the people who are impacted, and they make it make for everyone to be able to connect with each other and not get very much affected by the unwanted effects of the change, I can say.
Oh yeah, sounds like some informal leaders in companies.
Yeah, definitely. Like they are driving and facilitating the change, in fact, but yes, they are not officially titled in that way, but they are the people who are influencers within the organization. So I know that you're also familiar with this role and you have expertise on this area. So I would like to ask you our next question, which is an important one. So if someone wants to be a change agent, what are the qualities that they will make them an effective change agent in the organization, and how we can identify the people within the workforce that are potential change agents?
Oh, these are very important questions. Of course, you, Jaren, already mentioned some of the qualities that such change agents should have. But from my side, I would also probably add amazing, outstanding communication skills, then probably empathy maybe, like maybe even number one, and also adaptability to some circumstances. I would say, really, this brings us back to some people being just naturally born leaders, so that people follow them. Leader is the one who people follow, right? So I think these are the real leaders. And it's very interesting that maybe, Jaren, you also noticed that the more hierarchy a manager takes in the organization, the less is possibility that people will approach him or her with some direct feedback or questions. So I think these change agents is really our chance, to use some authority, even without, for example, the support of top manager or change sponsor. And if you ask me how we usually identify those change agents, well, first of all, sometimes you can just see who is like the informal leader, followed by the peers. So first of all, it's really like observation skills that we would need to use, and maybe ask people who they trust. Also, in my job of a consultant with reward consulting, I sometimes, or I would say often, use the tool that is called organizational network analysis. So we send questionnaires, for example, with who would you talk if you need some career advice, or which peer would you go for a coffee, or with whom would you consult if you feel that there is some challenge in your job and you don't know what to do. So surprisingly, the majority of such change agents are usually not the people of some supervising role. Usually those are like specialists with whom people have very good relations. So this is like my practice that I would like to share.
That's a good one,
So
by the way.
actually, yeah, you
That's a
too?
very good one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, after this conversation, I think we are ready about moving to our next question. So Jaren, I would like to ask you and give the floor to you. So what specific roles do change agents play during change initiatives, and how do they really contribute to reducing resistance to change, which is usually our main issue?
Yes, I mean, like here, yes, it's our main issue, and like it gives us headaches many times when we are dealing with change initiatives. And the good part is, like, when you have a change agent that is from the organization and that has influence on their colleagues, and then those people rely on you, come talk to you, they trust you, then it's easier for you to convey your messages to the people in the organization. People will trust you more easily because they know that their well-known and influencer colleague is in charge with the change, and they have good connections with you. They have good communications with you, and those people also have good communication bridges with top management as well. Usually, those people also have good side with top management. They are in line with their talk. They value the vision of the leader, etc. And it's easier to convey the messages through them. So I have one example here, and it's a real life example. At one point in one of the companies I was working, we were doing an SAP S4HANA transition. So it's not easy. For
Oh
any
yeah.
company, it's not easy, I know. And for
Yeah,
change
SIP
agents,
is a nightmare.
yes, I know. And I remember, like, change agents help us there a lot because they were
Oh.
the people who were also key users of that special project. And they happily wanted to have the role to be change agent of that project as well, that change initiative. So while they learned how to use the program good, and they helped their colleagues how to use it better, and then they helped all the training and everything, and then all the technology and all the technical aspects of it, and they were able to communicate between the project team and the colleagues. So it was perfect. They helped a lot, and that transition was very well accepted by that specific group of people, and they very happily moved to the next phase of the project. So we didn't lose much time, and it was a smooth transition. So I can say it was a nice way to have change agents inside when you are going to a project.
Oh yeah, that sounds very inspiring. Cool
It was,
example.
yeah,
Thanks for
indeed.
sharing.
Yeah, thank you. So I know you have also very good examples. So I will ask you one question, and then I will ask your like if you have any examples on that. So when you have this change agent community in your organization, but in fact they are not leaders, they are not appointed leaders, they are natural leaders. So how are you able to empower those change agents to maximize their impact in the organization?
Oh, this is actually a great question. Mm, It depends actually on the organizational culture that is there when we work as change managers, because different cultures might provide a lot of conditions for change agents to be empowered. Other cultures do not provide this, this I would say, tools and support to change agents. So I have seen a lot, to be to be sincere. So yeah, first of all, it's of course maybe provide them with some training, maybe even on the job training, like maybe even mentoring on some important skills for their role. For example, that's definitely communication skills, maybe even negotiation skills, and maybe conflict resolution as well, because I know they're all together, but sometimes, yeah, it's important because mostly they have the skills, but when we work with resistance, it becomes a little bit more important than usually, right? Apart from that, I would also mention giving them visibility, kind of, I don't know, maybe turning on your internal servant leader to make the change agents visible, to make them the ambassadors of the change, to promote them wherever it is possible. Let us put their portraits all around the office. Just kidding, but maybe in some communications you can really think of promoting these change agents. I don't know, sharing their story, how they managed to adopt the change or something like that. Because this promotion can really give some more credibility among their peers. Of course, they do have the credibility, but I would say when working with resistance, it's never enough. Like the focus is a little bit different. So is there anything I could actually forget, Jaren?
No, I think like you almost said all like everything I can say. What I have is like recognition in my mind. It was the single most important thing, and
Oh, yeah.
you just explained it very good. Yeah, celebrating their wins to build up the morale, showing the value of their role. It's crucial. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, recognition. How could I even forget? Yeah, actually, recognition. Yeah, we had a couple of examples how we could recognize the change agents in our practice. We kind of, put them on some public channels, for example, on some screens in the company where we can, name those people like a change champion or something like that, supporter. So I see that people are inspired when they see themselves as recognized change agents. Of course, we do not write the term itself like these are the change agents, but we kind of, put it in an ecological way so that people feel recognized and other people who are the audience of change feel inspired. So this is also kind of tool that we use. So yeah. And Jaren, now I have a question to you.
Okay.
We have talked a lot about what kind of change agents we should have to make the initiative successful and what are their tasks. But I'm pretty sure that similar to our role, change agents also face a lot of, I would say, challenges in this role. So how do you think, what are the biggest challenges they face and how can they really overcome these issues?
So this is also like a big problem for change agents as well. For example, when we say a change agent, the word agent is even something that is not liked by people in the organization. So let's like, as we are talking, it's called change agent in the theory, let's say, but in the practice, let's not do it like that. Let's give them another name. As you said, change champion is a very good one. So because the word agent is so much like, or those people's what they are doing is so much understood extremely wrong. People would think that they are reporting to the top management and bringing some information from their colleagues, and then like in a way they are talking bad about the change. They are talking bad about their colleagues. They are not giving enough information to the colleagues, so they are usually not liked by their peers if we call them agents. This is something that we face a lot. So people may think they are too close to the management, so they will like give some important information to the management that we would like to hide. Something is not working, maybe the project is not going very well, and people may think, hey, those people are telling everything to the top management. Let's not trust them. So this is the biggest challenge they face while they are working on change management projects, as I can say. And to overcome it, let's be honest, let's be very open, let's emphasize that this is an important role, and like be transparent about
Oh, yeah.
how to be a change agent. So anyone who trusts themselves and who wants to get involved to a project, a change initiative, they are able to be a change agent. It's not someone's chosen right from the beginning. You can have like open sessions to elect change agents. Even people can like elect their person in their department to be a change agent in the project. So then being transparent and giving people the chance to share their opinion will make everyone trust that person. And then it will be a smoother work for a change agent, I can say.
Yeah, definitely. We have
Yeah.
a variety of tools in hand. That's right.
Yeah, and it's very important. But then on the other hand, when you are being transparent about everything, then you need to show how much success a person brings, a change agent brings to the project or a change initiative. So that will be not my next question to you because it's very important. So if you don't measure something, you cannot understand how you are going to lead it. So, how can an organization measure the success of a change agent and ensure that they have continuous improvement in their role?
Oh, that's a great question, Julian, and I completely agree with you that if we don't measure, how we can be sure that we are, heading to success? Definitely. So I don't know. I would really try to maybe distance ourselves from some personal performance measurement when we talk about change agent, but maybe let's move more to overall initiative success measurement. So first of all, yeah, I think the good indicator is actually different kind of, surveys measuring the adoption rate of some new systems, for example, HANA or SAP or anything else that we are implementing as a team. So first of all, I would say it's like a quantitative measurement, like adoption rates and mm, I don't know, the number, for example, of help requests from the team, how to use the new tool, something like that. And the second thing that we really need to consider is, of course, the qualitative feedback, because working with resistance is really a very human-related thing, right? So yeah, qualitative feedback is also important, and it might have the shape of asking employees directly, for example, how would they rate or what comments would they give when it comes to experience of communicating with the change agent or working with them. And also, I wouldn't diminish the role of Feedback 360 as a tool. So I think this is also a good tool we can use, especially in some maybe even anonymous form. So exactly there we can maybe find some areas for improvement, I would say. So yeah,
Yeah.
measuring is possible, and maybe this one, the Feedback 360, is exactly already some personal result measurement, like personal behavior measurement for change agent. This is what I think.
Yeah, that's
So
important.
yeah, maybe you have anything to add on the measurement part about? Yeah.
What I think of, like while you were talking about 360 measurement, I was just thinking if you are like this is after all a volunteer position. Like it's not something that you are like uh, it's not a um, like professional position in the company. So when someone is doing something voluntarily, and if you get some feedback about them, if you are like a change manager and you are leading this change and getting feedback about the change agents, it will be maybe wise to not share everything you got at the end of the surveys directly to that person. You can maybe like skip through it, like check some parts, scan the documents, scan the comments, and then you can, like a coach, because it will increase your coaching skills as well. Like a coach, you can coach that people in how to be a change agent, aka a servant leader or a natural leader to that to that community. That will also increase their ability to lead big communities, and also they will not lose their internal will to do this role voluntarily. That's an important thing to say, I can say.
Actually, this is very nice. I especially like your comment about being sensitive about the information we share, because overall the profession of change manager is very much related to different kind of information sensitivity, I would say. So we really need to be cautious about that. And coaching is our everything, completely supporting. So Jaren, very nicely said. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. So here we are. I think with this, we are very good to wrap up this episode of our Change Management in 20 Minutes podcast. We have talked about the importance of the role of change agents in our change management initiatives. And I hope, dear listeners, you really heard something very interesting for you and for your practice. So we would, together with Jaren, invite you to our next episode that will happen in several weeks. And we will try to devote this episode to actually project management versus change management, as we promised our last episode. We will try to also invite some guest speaker. So next time there will be more of us, I hope.
Yeah. Hopefully, yes.
And so yeah, let's really expand, right? So and yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in to our today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and feel free to leave us feedback, what you found especially valuable for you from our today's discussion. Jaren, thank you very much. It was so
Thanks
nice
so
to see
much.
you.
It was nice. It was a nice conversation. Thank you for everyone that listening to us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.